my name is Jenny Montague, and I am the MYP Coordinator as well as a grade 6 through 11 teacher. This is my 6th year at ISB and my 22nd year teaching overseas. The MYP Personal Project is seen as a culminating activity of the middle years program. It's a chance for the kids to kind of take everything that they've learned and utilize it in one concerted project. It's also a chance for the kids to have a say in what they're learning and what they're producing, getting them to have a little bit of independence, also getting them to share a little bit of who they are as a learner as they go to the DP and they choose their interests and they move on to college. Who they are and what they are interested needs to come out a little bit. And so the personal project is a way of wrapping up not only the MYP but also getting kids to be a little bit more independent in their choices. I chose to do a personal project the first year I came here, and that is because I think as teachers we sometimes forget what it is to do something. We ask the kids to do something and it seems simple in our mind, but when we actually do it we realize how much more complex it is, and the stress it puts on kids and the benefits it puts on kids. So by doing the project along with the kids, it gave me insight into the project and also insight into what the kids were having to do and where they're going to struggle. And I think we can't ask the kids to do something that we ourselves wouldn't be willing to do. I was first interested in quilting when I came across the quilt of an American slave woman in the Smithsonian Museum. And I cannot quilt at that level, but the fact that here this woman lived this difficult life, but she told her story through a quilt, which I thought was really important. I've quilted for a long time. I'm interested in Japanese textiles, and I learned this new kind of quilting called boro when I was touring some Japanese museums last year. And so I thought I would take the material I had and I would try to create a project that brought people together, because I think it was I know it was a challenging time for people, and it would be easy to get into a little bit of despair or a funk, and I think no matter what your hobby is, hobbies can bring you out of yourself. In American history, a lot of the women get ignored, but a lot of the quilting bee, the coming together of a community to make something, whether it's for a wedding or for a birth, it gave the women a chance to come together and to create something together. And also the fact that it's making use of what you already have. Now today, of course, we buy materials, but in the past they would have to repurpose materials. And I like that sense of community, reusing things and creating a work of art. There are patterns that are traditional that are out there. They go from very simple patterns like the log cabin to more complex patterns. And the best way to do it is trial and error and to practice. And the first ones are going to be wonky. The squares aren't going to come out, or the rectangles aren't going to come out. They're going to fall apart. But it's one thing, after a while you just get the rhythm of the stitching. And so that's what I would say. How do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice. Yeah, this is actually a communal project. It deals with boro quilting, and the stitching on top is sometimes called sashiko, combination of the two. I created about 25 packs with fabric and thread and a special needle, and then I asked people around the school to create a piece. And so this is the, I don't know, we'll see part of it. This is the wall hanging. And so what everybody did was they did their squares, people in finance, people in admission, teachers, a student, a parent, all contributed. It's quite substantial, okay? I quite love it, and if I hadn't put ISB on it, I might not give it up, but now I want to make one for myself. It's very therapeutic. The purpose of Boro is to take something that's tattered and torn and make something beautiful on it. It came from a time of deprivation when most people couldn't afford new clothing and cotton was very scarce, and so you just put patch upon patch upon patch. And it creates this quite lovely aesthetic, especially now when we can use a variety of colors, and it's not just functional, you also aim for beauty and balance and color and form. I think all hobbies are good for your mental health. I find quilting very relaxing. There's the stress of choosing a design, and the first cuts are always a bit nerve-wracking. But once you get it going, there's a kind of a rhythm to it. It's very peaceful. Okay, you're producing something, and it may not look great on its own, but when you put it together in a larger thing, it looks great. It's to create something and to say, I did this, and here's my time, and here's my energy, and I have this thing that I will be able to look at, and I think it's good for your mental health. I think it expands your thinking. It's just very relaxing. Yeah, I just said today to some students, I said, if I could give you any gift, I would give you the gift of curiosity. And I would add creativity to that. I think the deal is we need to lead by example. If we want the kids to do something, we should be able to do things. If we want the kids to have this level of curiosity, this level of questioning, this level of interest in the world around them, then we need to show them that we have the same. If we want kids to believe in themselves, then we have to show that we believe in ourselves a little bit. So what I want the kids to see is that not an equality, but yeah, kind of an equality. Teachers and students, we're all kind of doing the same thing, trying to muddle by, trying to learn. Not all of us are perfect. We make imperfect things. We get imperfect scores, but still it adds up to something. So I want the kids to see that I am curious, I'm engaged, I'm trying new things, I'm falling flat on my face at times, but yet it's everything's worth it in the end.